Howdy, y'all. We got a beautiful day out here. I think it's the 30th today. And look at that, blue skies up here in the northwest. It's a miracle. It's a little, the weather, temperature isn't too bad. I'd say mid 50s, but we got a breeze going, so that makes it feel a lot less than that. But as you can see, the leaves are falling in here. So I got my little leaf blower over there, so we'll get rid of some of these. And then putting up the ceiling here. I didn't keep all the floor dry, but we actually have one of these that is dried up, so that is nice to see. And this corner is not wet anymore. So we can get most of these trusses up today to at least go to that wall right there. Then this section will be dry, which will be really nice and feel like some major progress. We'll see if I can get past that point. It's supposed to be dry tomorrow. We'll see how sore and tired I am in the morning. I might come back out here tomorrow because it's supposed to rain again all week. But yeah, all right, let's get to work. All right, I can tell you that I indeed was sore and tired the next day, so I did not go back out there, even though it was a really nice weekend. I need that Sunday's day of rest, I guess, anymore. I just turned 48, actually literally 3 days after this video was shot, so just not as much stamina as I used to have, I guess. And I don't know if some of y'all can feel me on that. I'm sure some of you are older than me and do this all the time. And hey man, good for you. And I wish I still had it. And I'm sure if I push myself hard enough, I could get, trained back in that aspect for sure. But we'll just do what I can do, and if it still feels good, I'll keep going. If I'm tired, take a break. So anyway, but it was nice to be out here this day because, like I said, look, you can see that it's actually blue skies, and hey, look, another wardrobe change. It was warm enough to take the fleece off, so that's always a good sign. But moving quite along here, putting some more roof trusses up, and I think this is about the section where the ends of the roof trusses didn't want to meet up with the 2x3s on top of the top plate, so I was kind of worried for a second, thinking, did I really mess up on the walls? But thankfully it was just a couple of the trusses that were not fitting properly, and then they went back into fitting snugly, so maybe just a little warp in the top plates in that section, and then came back to being true to where the walls are. So that was nice to know that everything was on the up and up. Obviously these things aren't perfect, and as long as they're close, then you can kind of, make everything match up when you're doing the finish work. So hopefully I can get to that, keep it to where everything looks it's close to specs, and so when I'm buttoning everything up with the finish work, I can get it, as perfect as can be. So pretty sure that's pretty standard for most wood constructed buildings. I know I had same issues with the tiny house I built, although that was being built on top of an old travel trailer that was, super old and not, in the best of shape. So it made sense that not everything was square there. But then again, I'm not starting from scratch here either, so follows a pattern, I suppose. But anyway, nice to get these done. And I didn't do the screw one method and then nail the roof trusses in like I was doing previously. I think, actually, the reason I was doing it before, where I was just putting one screw in and making sure everything was all right, and then putting nails in, was because I wasn't sure if I was going to screw it up or not, and had to take those off and do it over. So I think once I got confident everything was how it should be, I just went straight to the nail gun and doing the right now there the staples for the hurricane straps, and then we get to go back to building the false wall, and just pushing the angled 2x4 so that you can see, if you watch that, kick it in, and then it just kind of moves the roof truss up a little bit. Screw it into place, and so that it makes it solid for when I get to the point of putting plywood up there. not push the roof trusses down, and then I can safely walk up there as well and not worry about collapsing any of these roof trusses like the snow did on the old rotten ones. So anyway, and originally I was thinking that, you know, the first 8-foot section I put up of the uh, plywood, I just put it all on the same level, you know, 8 feet, 8 feet, 8 feet. But this one, you can see here, I'm cutting a piece in half so that I can actually do that staggering pattern that I should have done in the first place, so that I don't have to redo the roof, you know, come spring when I want to finish it up with the foam boards and put the roof cap on there. So yeah, so on this one, so as far as going towards the front end of the house, everything will be where it needs to be. And then when I go back and take off the rest of the old tin going to the back end of the house, I'll just take up the original 8-foot section that needs to be off center and that 4-foot section there, and go on towards the back in the correct pattern. And also on the first 8-foot section, I just kind of put the first piece up there on the left side of the top peak of the roof, so each end, kind of the plywood hung off each end equally. But on this side, on the new ones, I'm just having that first piece of plywood hang off the 3¼ inches or whatever it needs to be as the overhang that I'm going to have when it finishes, so I don't have to take it up again. And so on the most of it will hang off on the bump outside, and I'll just cut that off at the 3¼ inch mark. So yep, just making sure I don't have to do my work over again like I originally thought I was going to do, because the idea was that, hey man, just get this plywood up there so I can stop the rain from coming in as fast as possible. But hey, do it right once, save some time later. So that's what we're going with, which is probably the, you know, smartest move, but also means that I'm not getting, so far I haven't gotten the roof done before the rains have come, because yes, it has not stopped raining since this weekend, and it's been quite disheartening. But oh well, it is what it is. I, you know, got a place to stay for now, so can't complain too much about it. And most of my plywoods have been meeting up on the right spots on the joist where I haven't had to cut any, but for some reason this piece of plywood was sitting a little bit too far over on that joist, and I'm thinking that it kind of had a bow, you know, left to right on that roof truss. So oh well, we'll cut that one, and hopefully it won't bite me farther on down the road. And, you know, the end of that plywood that's meeting up goes to the farthest point of where I've worked that day, so it met up where it needed to be. So hopefully everything's on the up and up. But yeah, you can see there, that's where I end up for the day. And we'll talk about that in a minute here, how I get it all covered up. But yeah, felt good to get what I got done. So, neighbor, couple houses down around the corner, but my buddy, he gave me this whole house wrap tarp thing. Supposedly it's like 2,000 square feet or something like that. Um, but yeah, so we'll have to figure out how to get a piece cut to just cover the section that I did today, or at least cover it and then maybe just fall down the end here. So we'll see how wide it is here in a second. Alrighty, got some stuff done today, and the whittling down the pile of trusses. And let's see, I put up today, how many did I put up? So I had an 8-foot section, not sure where that ends, maybe right here. Then I had 2 more that were sticking out ahead of it, so I put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it looks like 10 more trusses today, and moved or put 2 sheets of plywood up there, so that's 16 additional feet plus the 8 I did the other day, so we have 24 feet of fresh roof up there, and it'll be nice. So the 8 feet was able to at least dry out one of my subfloors, and it's looking, you know, pretty good even though it's sitting out in the rain. These ones are still wet, and they were covered in leaves earlier, but we'll see what they look like next time I'm here. And then I got that big old house tarp up here, and it looks like it'll be just long enough to reach the front end of the house and just go over it, so that's nice. And it actually comes over the side and ends up being about this long, you know, at the base each side, so it's huge. And then the neighbors, they got a new washer and dryer set. They were gonna give me both of them, but the washer happened to go out just the other day, so they gave me this dryer at least, and brought it over here. They gave me their toilets as well. I was thinking about getting new ones, but hey, free is free. Excuse me. You know, let's give them a good cleaning, put new seats on them, and they should be good. But yeah, so I think I actually have a washer at my mom's house that is this model, so maybe I'll just take it here and then get her a new washer, so I'll have a matching set. I think, I mean, it looks the same, but whatever. I don't care if they match or not. Well, yeah, it's good to get that up. And if you notice here above this header, I don't have the little studs there. I forgot to put them up when I raised that wall, but I do have them cut, and I will put them up. So yeah, so don't worry about that. And then I have to put a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood in there to tie that together and strengthen it up. Yeah, this is nice. This feels good. This feels really good. So I still have some plywood back here. I think I have enough to finish to the front of the house. I got to buy 14 more sheets to get the back end, but we'll worry about that next spring, although I might buy them now because the prices aren't too bad and you never know which way they're gonna go. So, and then if I already spend the money, then I don't have to worry about saving up for it later. But I had to straighten up the walls a little bit to get these, you know, trusses good to go. And this side I needed to bring it this way a bit, and so I tied this electrical cord on there, and then tied it off down there, and then when I stepped on it here, it pulled this up a little bit, so I think it's pretty straight up. And what was kind of hampering it was these straps, so I just unscrewed the top one to there. So I think obviously this bump out isn't straightened up or squared up, so I think I have to jack up this back end a little bit, and then it will push this more even, because on that side it is, or just this shear wall is kind of, you know, just built this way instead of straight up. So we'll figure it out next time I'm here. Yeah, I like this. So next time I come here, hopefully this will be all dried up, and then I can do another day of trusses. So I'll probably get another 16 feet, so it'll be close to the end next time I'm here. If I come tomorrow, I probably will only work, you know, maybe 4 or 5 hours instead of 7, but we'll see how I feel in the morning. It's supposed to be another nice day, which is why I might come back out here. It is quite the drive, but you know, it's gonna rain all week again, so it's definitely that time of year. But at least I got this, you know, covered up. I'm glad, you know, the water will stop going into the bump out, So I like. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.